I did a really cool tile project recently, and I wanted to make a video about it, just kind of talking more about, um, I don't know, the lessons that I took from it. Instructional videos and how-to videos, I'm not very good at, I figured out, or maybe I'm okay at them. I just don't really enjoy them that much, and there's a ton of incredible, like, tile instructional videos out there. But I still really enjoy tile work, and I really enjoy making videos. So I wanted to do this video about this project that we did recently because I think of like the hundreds of projects that I've done over the course of 17 years of doing tile work. This might be my favorite. There's a few other that compete with it, um, but this one's probably near the top. And what's kind of ironic about that is I don't really even like the tile selections are not my favorite. And I told the contractor that not in an argumentative way, it's just not quite my style. The house is very Western and it's perfect for where it's at. It just isn't quite my style. And so when I started, like when I went there to do the project, I was very excited for it, to get to go there, to see friends, to do this project for the contractor who over the years has become a pretty good friend of mine as well. But I wasn't necessarily excited for the tile work. I was bringing, my best stuff. I was ready to do whatever he wanted. I'm not saying I wasn't going to give him real craftsmanship, but in terms of design, I wasn't that excited about it until we really started to dig into the creative side of things. Now, the contractor and me, we collaborated pretty much on this whole thing. It was really a free conversation that went back and forth with ideas, it was great because I was open to what he wanted to do because it's his house, but I was also able to be not negative, but if I had an altering or a differing opinion or whatever, I was able to express that. And he took that stuff and thought about my suggestions, and vice versa. He made his suggestions and I threw in my expertise. And I'm only pointing all of that out because it just allowed us to create something really special. In my opinion, we were able to do it because I just enjoy a slow grind. I enjoy a slow process, where it's tedious and it requires patience. And really it's kind of an exercise in will. I just enjoy that sort of thing. And so when I get an opportunity to make a bunch of scribes like this by hand, and then to make these mountain mosaics by hand, and they literally take hours and hours to do this, like I get all sorts of satisfaction from that. It kind of satisfies me on a very deep level. I don't know how to really describe that, because how could I describe that? I'm satisfied with my family. I'm satisfied with my children. A few other things, they come as close as that. This satisfaction, like even what I'm doing here on this wet saw, this comes very close to that same level of satisfaction, right? So when you find that type of purpose and meaning and value really in an action like this or an activity like this, you just kind of lose sight of all the financial incentive or the efficiency incentive. You just get lost in the work and you enjoy it, and you're grateful that people will pay you, for the most part, what you ask to do that. My rates are going up all the time, but it's just so that I can enjoy the process more, right? And there's not really guilt there, because the people that want what I offer, I think they understand that process. But it's not everyone, right? Not everyone understands that level of, I don't even want to say craft. It really, to me, enters more into the area or domain of art, right? Because there's just such a relationship, a symbiotic relationship happening between you in your body and upon the medium, the canvas in which you're working, that it's just emergent, right? It's creatively emergent, deeply satisfying, and more similar to art than economics or industry or whatever else you could say that thing is. Some clients get that, and I'm very happy for that. I don't know if much of what I'm saying there makes sense. I hope that I'm explaining that in a clear way. To be honest, when you do these voiceovers like multiple times in a row and you just fill them with mistakes, eventually you get to the point where you just do the voiceover and you just keep talking, because you can only make so many mistakes and try and correct them so many times before you just drive yourself a little batty. So anyways, here I am installing this mosaic. Now this thing was assembled piece by piece. You saw the footage. By the way, I'm selling these now as well. I have an Etsy store where you can purchase one of these. That clip you saw me assembling, that one inside of that jig, I kind of have that set up now, so I can make these in a more repetitive way and sell them to people that want to install them in their own homes. So here are the cuts that I made. It took a few hours total to make what was just 4 cuts. You can see how precise they turned out. The tile did go all the way to the ceiling. I had just stopped at that point. Wanted to get this niche all knocked out before I went any further. You guys are going to have to let me know in the comments if you enjoy these type of voiceover videos. I really struggle to know if these are any good. It's just tough because you're sitting here talking, right? And when you're someone that's kind of in and out of your own head a lot, you just tend to get in your own way with stuff. That's also why I have to just record these as one continuous clip, because I just know better. I know that if I don't, I'll just get in my own way, right? So it's kind of a one shot, one kill thing sometimes. I think in time I'll get better at these. But who knows? It's a skill that I'm learning, a new skill that I'm learning. one of the real benefits of being in construction is the opportunity to work with your hands. Because there's so much that working with your hands teaches you about life. I mean, when you work with your hands for decades, I'm almost through my second decade of doing tile work. You know, you just, there's so many levels to expertise. There's so many levels to craftsmanship. And it's just like life. Like, there's levels to life. There's levels to everything, literally everything about life. And I'm of the opinion that if you stick with anything long enough, it can teach you everything that you need to know about life. Right? It's kind of that quote by Rumi, "You're not a drop in the ocean, but the ocean in a drop." Well, that's craftsmanship. That's whatever your profession is. That's whatever your life is. It's whatever your hobby is, like whoever your love is, whoever your family is. Anything that you stick with long enough can teach you everything that you need to know about life. It's all self-contained. Everything you need to know is in anything that you can look at for long enough.